A World Trade Guide by Country and Region. Chapter 1. World Business Info by Country. World Trade Info by Country. Try hashtag 658.84809 or HC135 at the library for books about doing business with specific countries. Try these formulas. EuropeanInternet.com/ EuropeanInternet.com/Austria. EuropeanInternet.com/Slovakia. Internationalist.com/business/.php. Internationalist.com/business/Spain.php. Internationalist.com/business/Ukraine.php. BusinessMonitor.com/businessforecast/.html. BusinessMonitor.com/businessforecast/Spain.html. BusinessMonitor.com/businessforecast/Ukraine.html. EuropeanInternet.com/ EuropeanInternet.com/Spain. EuropeanInternet.com/Ukraine. Almudo.com/business/business.htm. Almudo.com/business/Austria-business.htm. Almudo.com/business/Slovakia-business.htm. Directory.classifieds1000.com/business. Directory.classifieds1000.com/Austria/business. Directory.classifieds1000.com/Slovakia/business. Internationalist.com/business/.php. Internationalist.com/business/Austria.php. Internationalist.com/business/Slovakia.php. BusinessMonitor.com/businessforecast/.html. BusinessMonitor.com/businessforecast/Austria.html. BusinessMonitor.com/businessforecast/Slovakia.html. LOC.gov/rr/international/European/resources/business.html. LOC.gov/rr/international/European/Austria/resources/@business.html. LOC.gov/rr/international/European/Slovakia/resources/skbusiness.html. Explore.com/world_travel/business. iExplore.com/world_travel/Austria/business. iExplore.com/world_travel/Slovakia/business. Worldwideattacks.com/business2b.asp. Worldwidetax.com/Austria/Austria-bucnesSB2b.asp. Worldwidetax.com/Slovakia/Slovakia-bucnesSB2b.asp. inews.com/newsfeed-business. inews.com/Austria/newsfeed-Austria-business. inews.com/Slovakia/newsfeed-Slovakia-business. Biusa.gov/. Biusa.gov/Spain. Biusa.gov/Ukraine. Worldbiz.com/.html. Worldbiz.com/Spain.html. Worldbiz.com/Ukraine.html. Topics.net/world/. Topics.net/world/Austria. Topics.net/world/Slovakia. bcglocations.com, the business city guide to the world's business locations. CompassS.com, the business-to-business search engine. ebusinessforum.com. businesstradedirectory.com. opera.com/contact/business, business development contacts. doingbusiness.org, learn how to do business in 178 countries around the world. doingbusiness.org/explore economies. doingbusiness.org/explore topics/starting business. escapeartist.com/ftz/ftz_index.html, index to free trade zones. German-business-portal.info, info on most countries. columbusguides.com, business travel guides. Alibaba.com, World Trade Directory. Alubezpages.com. allbusiness.com, cambridgeforecast.wordpress.com, b2bprofile.com, worldly.org, infotdata.com, worldbiz.com, tradeadatasource.com, businessportal24.com/n, umain.edu/global-focus-series/agenda.asp, business-standard.com, business news, pwc.com, business and economic background on countries, alumnieni.com, b2bprofile.com, bcglocations.com, the Business City Guide, bizdir.com, biztradeshows.com, biztradeshows.com, bloglines.com, bloombiz.com, business.com, business-affiliate.com, businessmonitor.com, escapeartist.com, business-class.net, businessculture.com, business-gateways.com, businessmonitor.com/businessforecasts, businessmonitor.com/businessforecasts, worldviewer.com, businesspatrol.com, businesspatrol.com, buyusa.gov, cato.org/pubs, cato.org/pubs/journal, mtholyoke.edu/academic/intrl/drucker.htm, Peter F. Drucker on world trade, census.gov/foreign-trade, sites.org/nlib.umich.edu/govdocs/furcount.html, commonwealth.org, the Commonwealth, consortiumnews.com, cornerstonesworld.com, wholesale, retail and trade, countries2ds.us, dbase.worldbiz.com/article_list.php, globalworkshop.com, dbase.worldbiz.com/article_list.php, internationalliving.com, dbtia.com/datacenter, dcpinoy.com, defra.gov.uk, dfat.gov.au/geo, Australian Department of Foreign Affairs, country info, doingbusiness.org, dttc.oas.org, Department of Trade, Tourism and Competitiveness, dttc.oas.org/trade, ebusinessforum.com, economist.com, economist.com/countries, epromos.com, promotional items, escapeartist.com/ftz/ftz.htm, free trade zones, executiveplanet.com, entertaining for business success, export.gov, fas.usda.gov/ustrata/ustylist/bicocountry.asp, firstglobalselect.com, fida.org, Federation of International Trade Associations, forward.com/articles, frankfurt.de/felix/eurodictautom.html, translate business and technical terminology, freetrade.org, galtglobalreview.com/business/business.html, gcc.net/commerce, Global Chamber of Commerce, geographicrapia.com, globally.net, globalexchange.org, globalization101.org, globalpolicy.org, globalworkshop.com, globeinsd.org, Global Institute of Logistics, google.com/top/regional, heritage.org/re/features/index/country.cfm, heritage.org/re/features/index/country.cfm, Index of Economic Freedom, rates countries, heritage.org/research/trade and foreign aid import-export help.com, iadb.org, the Inter-American Development Bank, iccwbo.org, International Chamber of Commerce, iccwbo.org, the World Business Organization, iht.com/articles, International Herald Tribune, iht.com/articles, International Herald Tribune. IIE.com, Institute of International Economics. imf.org/external/country-all-business.com/legal/international-law-foreign-investment-finance. Intellectbooks.com. Internationaldirectory.biz. Internationalist.com. Internationalist.com/business-internationalliving.com. JustLanded.com. CompassS.com, information on 2 million companies worldwide. CompassS.com, lists companies worldwide. krstarica.com/ang/catalog/business_and_economy/companies/trade. loc.gov/rr/business/multi1.html, multi-regional resources. loc.gov/rr/international. metrade.net. myrago.co.uk. mtholyoke.edu/academic/intrl/drucker.htm, Peter F. Drucker, The Global Economy and the Nation-State. nationmaster.com. findarticles.com/p/articles/me_m136five/is_n7_n_v25/ai_165529661, government trade loans, where to go to fund your import-export business. natlaw.com, the National Law Center for Inter-American Free Trade. natlaw.com, the National Law Center for Inter-American Free Trade. nautilus.org/archive/papers-businessmonitor.com. netsource-america.com. oanda.com. oas.org, Organization of American States. ost.org, Economic Cooperation and Development. odci.gov/cia/publications/nsolo/wfb-all, information about every country. opera.com/contact/business. opera.com/contact/business. planetbiz.com. 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 planetbusiness.com. planetbusiness.com/country. prontt.com, World Business Directory. readbusiness.com/global/contacts.html. readexpo.com, exhibition and conference organizer. securities.com. sgi.com/global, worldwide directory of countries and regions. chinastar.com, links to country trade sites. smallbusinessbigworld.com. solutionsabroad.com, directory of certified and uncertified service providers. sp25.ianus.cina.it/telvox/home/telvioxen.htm, World Business Directory. ssrn.com, trade info. state.gov. sys1.tpusa.com, links to websites. systems.net. t0pic.com/about/business. t0pic.com/about/business/business. thedirectoryzone.com. theyworkforyou.com. tni.org, Transnational Institute. tni.org, Transnational Institute. tradeforum.org. tradeholding.com. trademile.com, International Business Trade Directory. tradeport.org. traders-business.com. traders-business.com. traders-business.com, Global Importers and Exporters Network. tradezone.com. tradingworld.com. tralac.org. transcend.org. truthabouttrade.org. truthabouttrade.org. tuc.org.uk/international, Trades Union Congress. twinside.org.sg, Third World Network. unctad.org. unce.org, United Nations Center for Trade Facilitation and Electronic Business. unesco.org, Education, Science, and Culture Organization. unhcr.org. usaid.gov. usaid.gov/locations, usinfo.state.gov, usdr.gov, 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 usdr.gov/trade_agreements, wdm.org.uk, World Development Movement, web.idirect.com/tiger, many links to world business, worldbiz.com, 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 econointegretime.com/worldcountries.html, worldbiz.com, world-directory.biz, worldly.org, worldtravelguide.net, worldtravelguide.net, worldtravelguide.net/country, worldtravelguide.net/country, worldviewer.com, wtg-online.com, wto.org, World Trade Organization, wto.org/English, wto.org/English, International Chamber of Commerce, 38 Cours Albert 1 ER, Paris, France F75008, 1-4953-2828, Fax, 1-4953-2859, iccwbo.org, Trade Directory websites. If you want to do business with any country in the world, seek out a World Business Directory, which I found at #651.7 at my library. Of all the countries out there to do business with, the easiest are Hong Kong, Mexico, Philippines, and Taiwan, with the following taking a close second for a wide variety of cheap goods, good atmosphere, English spoken and ease of transaction: Brazil, China, India, Japan, Kenya, Korea, Thailand, and Singapore. These companies want nothing better than some foreigner to sell their products for them in other countries. TradersCity.com, Hoovers.com/global/employment/company, XHTML, 123link.com/1stglobal/index.html, 1800miti.com, 1stworldtradeportal.com, aem.org/link/pica, Pica Trade Media Directory, Construction, aem.org/tradeshouse, Construction Industry, agoa.gov/tradelinks/tradelinks.html, alibaba.com/trade/home/e-homepage, allmerchants.com, allworldautomotive.com, americaneconomicalert.org, and Home Design, b2b.foodsfortrade.com, b2b-bestof.com, b2bsearch.biz, berlinkauf.com, business.com, Trade Lead Directories, business.com/directory/government_trade/international_trade/trade_lead/directories, cadwire.net/directory/dir.asp?business/international_business_and_trade/directories, capehostpro.com/directory?business/international_business_and_trade/directories, cheapservices.info, ecplaza.net, xmbooks.com, exportinfo.org, fireworksnews.com/showview/product/603/18, International FWKS Trade Directory, fida.org/webindex/browse.cgi/entering_international_markets/business_trade_and_trade_information, fida.org/marketplace, fida.org/marketplace/directories.html, fida.org/tradehub.html, Federation of International Trade, flatrade.org, free.prohosting.com/worldmax/globallinks.html, globalge.msu.edu/ibrd/bulletins resmain.asp, International Business Resources on the web, globalge.msu.edu/ibrd/gr_company directories.asp. globaltradenetworks.com. gogoglow.com/directorio/dmoz/top/business/international_business_and_and_trade/import_and_export/directories. greyhouse.ec next.com/coms2/gi_524/international-business-and-trade-directories.html. hawaii.edu/email ref/business/international.htm. hscodes.com. imex.com. importers-exporters.com. importexporthelp.com. importexporthelp.com/trade-directories.htm. intbit.com/dir. international-directories.cqpress.com/trade-customs-world-directory. internationalist.com/service/products.html. internetintl.com. internetintl.com/world/business/international_business_and_trade/directories. internetworldStats.com/links2.htm. intrasend.org. intrasend.org/mds/sectors/leather/forum.htm. World trade in hides, skins, leather and leather products. iworldtradelink.com. jabi.com/store/jbp-trade.html. jalab.org. keyinfo-source.com/cart/item361.html. compass.com, the business-to-business search engine. ktpc.or.jp/wtd/wtden/base1.cgi, World Trade Directory. ktpc.or.jp/wtd/wtden/coindex.cgi, World Trade Directory. leadexpress.com. library.www.edu/lmt/page.php_id=sign277 display_URLs=1, reference sources available for researching trade. mf1.it/pole position/ctg=business/international_business_and_trade/directories. nalcorp.com/glossary/resources.html. netshopsusa.com/shop/wholesale-source-manufacturer-distributor.html. netwind.com/book/trad.dir.html. ntu.edu.sg/lib/biz/directory.htm. ntu.edu.sg/lib/biz/intrade.htm. occi-tanya.org/dmoz/index.asp?business/international_business_and_trade/directories. omnizeek.com/srch/left brace 15302 right brace. prnewsno.com/prnewsreleases/business/e-commerce. recycle.net/trade. sba.gov/oit/info/links.html, SBA Office of International Trade. sbdcnet.utsa.edu/sbic/itrade.htm. searchengineguide.com/pages/business/trade/index.html. selectcience.net/events-conferences/venues/seaport-world-trade-center. speedyadverts.com/sabusiness/html/directories.html. stat-usa.gov/tradtest.nsf, the National Trade Data Bank. stoutinfo.uw stout.edu/lib/subjects/textile.htm, textiles. termiz.com/page23.htm, wholesale foreign trade dropshipping directories. termiz.com/trade-wholesale-directory-cd-rom.htm. tgmr.com/trdinvestment.htm, exporting or importing without investment. thetrade-world.com. thunderbird.edu/pdf/about_ibic_trade07.pdf. toydirectory.com. tradeanet.com. tradeport.org. tradepub.com. trade-world.org. tradeworlds.com. tradeexpro.com. tradezone.com. tradingworld.com. ucblibraries.colorado.edu/govpub/a/trade.htm, Government Publications Library. wand.com, Global Trade Directory of Companies. wbiz.net. wbiz.net/country. wctc.edu/web/bulletins-res/global/library/trade.php. webtdcenter.com. wexports.com. worldchempages.com, Directory of World Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals. worldforeignitorinline.com. worldtrade.org. worldtradeaa.com/faq/directory.html. worldtradedb.com. world-trade-search.com. worldtrade-sites.com. world-trading.com. www.is.com. yellowpage-jp.com. Chapter 2. World Trade Resources. Worldwide Chambers of Commerce. The Worldwide Chamber of Commerce directory contains addresses of local chambers of commerce, tourist boards, and embassies. sbdcnet.utsa.edu/sbic/itrade.htm. uitc.com/chambers, Worldwide Chambers of Commerce. worldchambers.com, collection of over 10,000 chambers of commerce from all over the world. worldchambers.com/cf/index.htm. worldchambers.net. World Chamber Directory at CompuServe.com. clickcity.com/index2.htm, Chamber of Commerce Directory. leadexpress.com/chambers-directory.htm. uschamber.com/chambers/chamber+sign directory/default.htm. worldchambers.com/cf/index.htm. worldchambers.net. International Chamber of Commerce. 38 Cours Albert 1 ER. Paris, France F75008. 1-4953-2828. Fax, 1-4953-2859. iccwbo.org. American Chambers of Commerce World. American business people have networks around the world through American Chambers of Commerce in different countries. Some of these chambers of commerce have more than one office operating in a country, so request addresses of the other regional offices if applicable. I list some American chambers of commerce in the chapter that cover world business info by country. acce.org, American Chamber of Commerce Executives. clickcity.com/index2.htm, Chamber of Commerce Directory. uschamber.com/chambers/chamber+sign directory/default.htm. uschamber.com/chambers/international/international_directory.asp. worldchambers.com/cf/index.htm. worldchambers.net. Association of American Chambers of Commerce. In Latin America. 1615 H. St. N.W. Washington, D.C. 20062. 202-463-5485. Fax, 202-463-3114. Asia-Pacific Council of American Chambers of Commerce. 2909 Garfield Street Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20008. 202-387-4141. Fax, 232-8911. American Business Council of the Gulf Countries. POB 3050. Riyadh 114,761. Saudi Arabia 07045. 966-1-465-3390. 966-1-465-6738. European Council of American Chambers of Commerce. 53 Abbé Montaigne. 75,008 Paris, France. 33-1-4924-0909. Fax, 33-1-4225-0329. Chapter 3. Business websites by country. Business links for most countries at these websites. Export.gov/article series =a 0 pat 6 ag ampersand type =country _commercial_cav. doingbusiness.org/data/explore economies/Afghanistan. bbc.com/news/world-south-asia-120113552. travel.state.gov/n/international-travel-country-information-pages/afghanistan.html. cia.gov/the-world-factbook. exportbureau.com/telephone_code/electric2.html. World Trade websites by country at globalge.msu.edu/countries. globalge.msu.edu/global-insights/by/country. globalge.msu.edu/global-insights/by/country. globalge.msu.edu/global-insights/by/trade-block. globalge.msu.edu/global-insights/by/econ-class. globalge.msu.edu/global-insights/by/industry. globalge.msu.edu/global-insights/by/state. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Afghanistan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Albania. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Algeria. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Andorra. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Angola. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Antigua-and-Barbuda. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Argentina. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Armenia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Aruba. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Australia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Austria. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Azerbaijan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bahamas. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bahrain. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bangladesh. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Barbados. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Belarus. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Belgium. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Belize. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Benin. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bermuda. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bhutan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bolivia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bosnia-and-Herzegovina. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Botswana. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Brazil. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Brunei, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Bulgaria, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Burkina-Faso, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Burma, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Burundi, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Cabo-Verde, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Cambodia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Cameroon, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Canada, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Cayman-Islands, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Central-African-Republic, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Chad, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Chile, globalge.msu.edu/countries/China, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Colombia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Comoros, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Costa Rica, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Code-D-Ivoire, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Croatia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Cuba, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Cyprus, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Czechia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Democratic-Republic-of-the-Congo, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Denmark, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Djibouti, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Dominica, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Dominican-Republic, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Ecuador, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Egypt, globalge.msu.edu/countries/El-Salvador, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Equatorial-Guinea, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Eritrea, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Estonia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/ESWATini, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Ethiopia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Federated-States-of-Micronesia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Fiji, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Finland, globalge.msu.edu/countries/France, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Gabon, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Georgia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Germany, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Ghana, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Greece, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Grenada, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Guatemala, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Guinea, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Guinea-Bissau, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Guyana, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Haiti, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Holy-See, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Honduras, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Hong-Kong, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Hungary, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Iceland, globalge.msu.edu/countries/India. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Indonesia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Iran. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Iraq. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Ireland. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Israel. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Italy. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Jamaica. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Japan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Jordan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Kazakhstan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Kenya. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Kiribati. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Kosovo. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Kuwait. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Kyrgyzstan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Laos. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Latvia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Lebanon. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Lesotho. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Liberia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Libya. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Liechtenstein. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Lithuania. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Luxembourg. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Macau. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Madagascar. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Malawi. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Malaysia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Maldives. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Mali. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Malta. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Marshall-Islands. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Mauritania. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Mauritius. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Mexico. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Moldova. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Monaco. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Mongolia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Montenegro. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Morocco. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Mozambique. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Namibia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Nauru. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Nepal. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Netherlands. globalge.msu.edu/countries/New Zealand. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Nicaragua. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Niger. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Nigeria. globalge.msu.edu/countries/North-Korea. globalge.msu.edu/countries/North-Macedonia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Norway. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Oman. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Pakistan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Palau. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Panama. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Papua-New-Guinea, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Paraguay, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Peru, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Philippines, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Poland, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Portugal, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Qatar, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Republic-of-Congo, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Romania, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Russia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Rwanda, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Saint-Kitts-and-Nevis, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Saint-Lucia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Saint-Vincent-and-the-Grenadines, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Samoa, globalge.msu.edu/countries/San Marino, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Sao-Tome-and-Principe, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Saudi-Arabia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Senegal, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Serbia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Seychelles, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Sierra-Leone, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Singapore, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Slovakia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Slovenia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Solomon-Islands, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Somalia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/South-Africa, globalge.msu.edu/countries/South-Korea, globalge.msu.edu/countries/South-Sudan, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Spain, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Sri-Lanka, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Sudan, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Suriname, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Sweden, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Switzerland, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Syria, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Taiwan, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Tajikistan, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Tanzania, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Thailand, globalge.msu.edu/countries/the-Gambia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Timor-Leste, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Togo, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Tonga, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Trinidad-and-Tobago, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Tunisia, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Turkey, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Turkmenistan, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Turks-and-Caicos-Islands, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Tuvalu, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Uganda, globalge.msu.edu/countries/Ukraine, globalge.msu.edu/countries/United-Arab-Emirates. globalge.msu.edu/countries/United-Kingdom. globalge.msu.edu/countries/United-States. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Uruguay. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Uzbekistan. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Vanuatu. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Venezuela. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Vietnam. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Yemen. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Zambia. globalge.msu.edu/countries/Zimbabwe. worldbank.org/n/program/business-enabling-environment/complementary-resources. Chapter 4 World Trade Resources by Region. Africa Business Websites. 1stmediterranean.com, Mediterranean. afbis.com, Africa Business Information Services. africa.com. africa.com/trade/slink. africa-business.com. africabusinessdaily.com. africabusinessdirect.com. africaco.com. africanresourcecenter.com. africaplus.com, African-related products and services. africasms.com, mobile phone provider, worldwide. africastories.usaid.gov. africatoday.com. afrigoods.org. afrocentrics.com, African Business Directory, African American Business Directory. afs.co.za, annual financial statements of listed companies. 8c.co.za, Automotive Industry Development Center, AIDC. allafrica.com. allafrica.com/business. aztec.co.za/exinet/exinet.html. bbc.co.uk/news/world/Africa, Africa section. cia.gov/library/publication/the-world-factbook/index.html. Business and Tourism Network. business.iafrica.com. business.iafrica.com/news. cia.gov/library/publication/the-world-factbook/index.html, compiled by the CIA, contains country profiles with basic information, including all countries in Africa. economist.com/world/Africa, Africa. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Africa Africa in general, with links to specific countries. clickafric.com. economist.com/world/Africa. equator-africa.com, a financial institution that provides merchant and investment banking throughout sub-Saharan Africa. europe.ibm.com/PC institute/html/africa/africa.html, IBM in Africa. ewc.co.za, South Africa Logistics Solution Company. expat-blog.com/n/directory/Africa, Africa. export.gov, publishes country. export.gov/worldwide_a/index.asp. flightcatchers.com/destination guide/Africa. ft.com/world/Mideast Middle East and North Africa. imf.org/external/country/index.htm, hashtag a country information, for most countries in Africa, and a number of publications, including the World Economic Outlook. lcweb2.loc.gov/frd/cs/continent_africa.html. goldreefcity-mint.co.za, Gold Mint. ilovosugar.com, Sugarco. lonelyplanet.com/Africa. mbnd.co.za/afprojac/pubs.htm, Africa Project Access. mbnd.co.za/cai/index.htm, Chemical and Allied Industries Association, South Africa. mbnd.co.za/chempro/index.htm, South African Co. mbnd.co.za/xaf.htm, African Stock Exchanges. mbnd.co.za/oadalgis, AHETA Legis is a network of professional lawyers specializing in AHETA business law, Africa. Multimania.com/iafrica/biz.htm, West Africa Web. Nationsonline.org. Nationsonline.org/oneworld/africa.htm, Africa section provides links to all African countries. news.bbc.co.uk/1/hi/world/africa/default.stm, BBC News Africa. OnlineNewspapers.com, online newspapers lists over 1,000 links to online newspapers worldwide, including most countries in Africa. onwe.co.za/alpha, the Alpha Conference Center in Broederstroom, South Africa. pagesjohns-dz.com, Yellow Pages, Algeria. people.africadatabase.org. randburg.com/kenya/freight.html. roughguides.com/destination/Africa. somalilandforum.com. somalilandnet.com. state.gov/p/af/ci, Sub-Saharan Africa. state.gov/p/nia/ci, North Africa. travel.state.gov/travel/sis_pa_tw/sis_pa_tw_1168.html, travel.state.gov/travel/sis_pa_tw/1168.html, compiled by the Bureau of Consular Affairs, part of the U.S. Department of State. unisa.ac.za. us-africa.tripod.com. uschamber.com/international/Africa. wazobia.com, West Africa Business. westafricadirectory.com. wto.org/english/thutu_e/what is_e/tif_e/org6_e/org6_e.htm, members, including most African countries. www.sol.stanford.edu/department/ssrg/africa/guide.htm. African Affairs Society of America. 350 Broadway. NYC 10013. Asia Business Websites. apec.org/content/apec/business_resources, Asia Pacific. adb.org, Asian Development Bank. asiasociety.org, Asia and the United States. asianbis.com, Asian Business Information Services. business-in-asia.com. eurasianet.org, loc.gov/rr/international/asia/resources/asia-business.html. fair.com/articles, Far Eastern Economic Review. newton.ur.edu/departments&program/Asian Studies Department/index.html. asiatradingonline.com. asiatrade.com. southaciabuys.com. business-in-asia.com. southpacificbusiness.com. us-asean.org. asianinfo.org. asiapacificassociates.com, consultants for Asia expansion. atimes.com, Asia Times Online. asiadragons.com. eurasianet.org. mszima.com, Asian News. irinnews.org. asianpacificpost.com. aciakingworld.com. bizwarehouse.com. intermding.com. asianet.com. b2b-bestof.com/asian-trade-directory.html. dubucinashare.com, find suppliers or find buyers of all products in the Oceania region. aatworld.com, Arab Asian Trade World. apec.org/apex/business_resources.html, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. apeccc.org.sg, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. asean.or.id. asia1.com. asia1.com.sg/biztimes. asiabiz.com. asiaep.com. asia-inc.com. asiandevbank.org. asiansources.com. asia-online.com. asiatrade.com. asiatrademart.com. asiaville.com. business-in-asia.com. fareast.com/hongkong/directory.html. fair.com, Far East Economic Review. forumzc.org/fj, South Pacific Forum Secretariat. hoshi.cic.sfu.ca. infoasia.co.jp. infoasia.com. ices.edu.sg, Institute of Southeast Asian Studies. lmrc.cc, Business in Asia. loc.gov/rr/business/asia/sing.html. maconsultants.com/m.htm, asiamarketpipeline.com, Asia Marketing and Management. netsource-asia.com. panopy.com, Asian. shef.ac.uk/eabs, East Asia Business Services, Country Briefings. silkroot.com/silkroot/asia/rsrc/asia.html. sunzite.sut.ac.jp/asia/asia.html. tdctrade.com. uspaacc.com, US Pan Asian American Chamber of Commerce. Far East Council of Commerce. 1270 Avenue of the Americas. NYC 10020. Caribbean business websites. emergingcaribbean.com, library.fiu.edu/internet/subjects/caribbean/trade.html. caribbeanbusinesscommunity.com. caribbeannetnews.com. emergingcaribbean.com. caribbeanonlineyellowpages.com. opsprotech.com/regional/caribbean/business_and_economy. stravelgroups.com/regional/caribbean/business_and_economy.aspx. Europe business websites. Contact the specific country expert at the U.S. Trade Information Center. Contact the embassies. Europa.eu, the European Union Online. ec.europa.eu. ec.europa.eu/taxation_custom/taxation/vat/how_works/index_n.htm, value added tax in some countries. thedomainfo.com/european/european_business_bank. europages.com, the European Business Directory. European-business-connect.net. 1stmediterranean.com, Mediterranean. anuair-leans.com, European Directory. baltictimes.com/news_business europeaninternet.com. bizeurope.com. bizpaper.eu. bizdir.com. Business and Tourism Network. business.times.online.co.uk/toll/business/markets/Europe. business-in-europe.com. businessineurope.nu. businessobjectsevents.com, Business Objects Inside Europe. businessweek.com/globalbiz/Europe. cebuys.com, Central Europe News. Central and Eastern Europe. centraleurope.com. cnbc.com/id/158386668, CNBC Europe, European Stock Market. cnnfn.cnn.com/news/worldbiz. coe.fr, Council of Europe. cordis.lu/ergo/home.html, European Research Gateway Online. corporateeurope.org. ebm.ups.com, UPS Europe Business Monitor. eccommerce.com, eceurope.com. eceurope.com, Directory of European Companies. echo.lu, European Business. echo.lu/impact/n/impacthome.html. emergingeuropemonitor.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/busiest_airports_in_Europe. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/today_s_business_cnbc_Europe. eubusiness.com, European Business News Online. eu-forums.com. eurasianet.org. eurasianet.org/resource. euro.gov.uk. euro.gov.uk, Euro information. euro.net/innovation. euroconvention.com, European Finance Convention. eurodevservices.com, hire staff in Europe. europages.com. eurofind.biz. eurointellitech.com, business intelligence, by, and knowledge management, KM, professionals in. euromktg.com/eurobus.html. euromoney.com. euromonitor.com, books for sale. euromonitor.com/sources.asp. europa.eu.int, European Union. europa.eu.int/urs/index.jsp, working in the EU. google.com/top/regional/europe/business_and_economy/employment. europa.eu/your-europe/nav/n/business/index.html. europages.com. europages.com, the European Business Directory listing 500,000 companies in 30 countries. europages.com, the European Business Directory. europastar.com. europe.bloombiz.com, heritage.org/research/Europe. europe.bloombiz.com. bizeurope.com. europaworld.com, reference books. europe.cnn.com. europeaninternet.com. europeanvoice.com. europedirectory.biz. euro-trade.net. eurunion.org. eurunion.org, European Union. eurunion.org/infor/bestbussites.htm, European Union, best business-related websites. financialsupercenter.com/Europe. europeaninternet.com. ft.com/Europe, Financial Times. globalization.eu. greetel.econ.surrey.ac.uk/tilde-evon/webdoc/ebn-int.htm, European Business Information. hostcoloreurope.com, 44-871-731-1002, website hosting. importeurope.com. intellectbooks.com/Europa. itiep.commerce.gov/eebic/byc.html, Eastern Europe. wagosmix.com/directorio.php/regional/Europe compiler.fi/tradestation. libumich.edu/eb/Europe. mac.commerce.gov/eebic/cbic.html, Central and Eastern Europe. masoc.com/bbd, Baltic Business. online.wsj.com/public/Europe, Business News. openaeuropeancompany.com. orleans-waldlawyer.com/business/business-expansion-europe.html. peterpalms.com, East Europe, Russia. planetbiz.com/ieurope.html. precision-europe.com, manufacturing. randburg.com. randburg.com, business contacts and travel info in Scandinavia, Europe. responses.com/Europe. scandinavius.com/commerce.htm. seurope.com, Europe Business Directory. sgi.com/global/Europe.html. Sinomedia.net/EURobuys. Teleflex.com, manufacturer. tfpl.com/big/conferences_FR1, European Business Information Conference. tipcoeurope.com, European manufacturers. traveliq.co.uk, magazine for business travelers to Central and Eastern Europe. ups.com/Europe/EBMX, UPS Europe Business Monitor. usamanufacturingguide.com. visaeurope.com/business. weu.int, Western European Union. widereurope.com. wiretap.spies.com/gov/MOSTI, Maastricht Treaty that created European Union. wneurope.com, news. zeram.com. European Commission offices. eudland@giasdl01.vsnl.net.in, Delegation of the European Commission to India, Nepal, Bhutan. WebEU at www.ust.hk, European Commission in Hong Kong. New Zealand at ecdl.org.au, European Commission to New Zealand. Australia at ecdl.org.au, EC to Australia. DocCL at runa.cl, EC to Chile. ECDL at public.bta.net.cn, EC to China. Mail to at col.eudel.com, EC to Ecuador. ECDC at citanet.com.cy, EC to Cyprus. IRENA at eu-delegation.org.ge, EC to Georgia. Prof at mlt.eudel.com, EC to Malta. Line 1 at mar.eudel.com, EC to Maroc. DeliUmex at mail.internet.com.mx, EC to Mexico. Mail to at delner.cec.eu.int, EC to Norway. Latin America business websites. iadb.org, Inter-American Development Bank, Latin America. HispanicBusiness.com. HispanicPRWire.com. HispanicTips.com. allabc.com.au, Australia Latin America Business Council. allbusiness.com/Latin America. blog.doingbusiness.org. bnamericas.com, Latin America's business news. business.com/directory/management/business_information/business_directory/Latin_America_and_Caribbean. businessmonitor.com. businesswithlatinamerica.blogspot.com. cda.mrs.umn.edu/umm/liases/business_economy.html, Latin America Business and Economics page. ceberlink.com/bsite/Latin_America.htm, Business Etiquette. davidspencerlaw.com, Latin America Business Law. inews.com/Latin America/newsfeed Latin America Business, Latin America Business News, service for global professionals. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Latin_business_index. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/s_Latin_America_40, a stock market index from Standard & Poor's. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Latin_America_s_business_figures, magazine. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Latin_America_s_most_important_businessmen. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/CNBC_Latin_America. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Latin_American_globalization_index. gsb.columbia.edu/students/organizations/labas/alumni_and_careers.html, Latin America Business Association at Columbia Business School. HACC.com, Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce. HispanicBusiness.com. ifc.org/ifcext/gbo.nsf/attachments by title/Latin America Overview, in Latin America, the Grassroots Business Initiative. lanic.utexas.edu/law/region/business. latam.businessobjects.com. latinamerica-monitor.com. latinbusinesschronicle.com. worldtravelguide.net/country/111/business/south-america. latinbusinesschronicle.com. latinbusinessstims.com. latinet.com. latinfreight.com. latinoutlook.net. latinworld.com. latinworld.com/countries. library.upenn.edu/guide/business/latinamerica.html. bnamericas.com, Business News Americas. magportal.com/c/bus/rake/latin, Latin America Business. mercantile.com, business directory featuring small and medium-sized businesses throughout Latin America. mercosur.com, South America. nelabc.org, New England Latin America Business Council. teleport.com/t-miles/tools.htm, Latin America. thegeshsite.com/directory/6/Latin America. todozobireventa.com/LatinAmericaBusiness.htm, expensive ebook for sale. tradewithlatinamerica.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Latin_business_chronicle, a weekly online journal on Latin American business and technology. ups.com/labm, Business Monitor Latin America. uwm.edu/people/and-press/n7.htm, Latin America. weforum.org, World Economic Forum. wnsouthamerica.com, World News. Central American Chamber of Commerce. 99, Church Street. NYC 10007. Middle East websites. abunaima.org, a writer on Middle East and Arab American affairs. adventuretravel.iexplore.com. africasia.com/the Middle East. agoda.com/middle_east.htm. al-bab.com/arab/econ/oil.htm. albawaba.com, Middle East News English.aljazeera.net, news. boston.com/news/world/Middle East. albawaba.com, Middle East News Information. almashriq.iof.no. aiminfo.com, Middle East Business and Financial News, a Middle East business directory. aiminfo.com, Middle East Business and Financial News, directory and current events. ancientworldtours.com, visit the ancient wonders of the Middle East. arab.net. arab.net/search/welcome.html, search engine. arabamericanguide.com/travelguide.html. arabe.com. arabe.com/arab_countries graduatetours.com/Egypt_Jordan Mideastweb.org islamictourism.com/country_e.php. arabesque.travel. arabia.com. arabiaweb.com. arabicnews.com. arabicnews.com. arabinfoseek.com. arabisti.com. arabg.com. arabnet.com. ariga.com. asiaco.com, Asian search engine. asiadragons.com, search directory for most Asian countries. asianet.com. attitudetravel.com/low-cost-airlines/Mideast. bicom.org.uk/publications/middle_east_and_north_Africa. burzite.com. bootsnall.com. caravanzahara.com. caravanzai-tours.com. carway.net/middle-east-travel.html. cdc.gov/travel/mideast.htm, vaccination info. seafares.com. city.net/region/middle_east. code 07.com/i/in/104415/middle-east-travel-books.html concierge.com/destination/Africa Middle East dailystar.com.lb, English language newspaper in the Middle East. Distant-horizons.com, cultural tours. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/greater_middle_east, the Arab world together with Turkey, Iran, Israel, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, sometimes Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia are included. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/history_of_the_middle_east. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/middle_east. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/middle_east_airlines, Lebanon Airline. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/middle_east_forum. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/middle_east_times, Cairo newspaper. etihadairways.com, airline. globepage.com, Asia. greatest-travel-resources.com/resources/6/air-france-middle-east-travel.html. gulfcouncil.org. gulfyellowpages.info. i-cias.com/e.o, Encyclopedia for North Africa and the Middle East. iexplore.com/dmap/middle+east/link. iguide.co.il, Israel. indiatickets.org/travel.directory/regional/middle_east. inisrael.com/walkwais, adventure tourism in the Middle East. itravelnet.com/words/wordsofmiddleeast.html. jpost.com, Jerusalem Post. jumptv.com, Arab tourism channel. lonelyplanet.com/des/loc-maya.htm. luxury-travel-info.com/middle-east. mapsworldwide.com/mwwlive/m5247.htm. marginal-isc-global-news.info/air_france_middle_east_travel.htm. mead.com, Middle East business news and information. maybe.org. menic.utexas.edu/menic/menic, Center for Middle Eastern Studies. maryp.org, Middle East Report. maryp.org, Middle East Report. metimes.com/culture. middleeast.com. middle-east.travel-information.org. middleeastdirectory.com. middleeastfacts.com. middleeastfacts.com. middle-east-online.com/English. middle-east-pages.com. middle-east-pages.com. middle-east-pages.com/me.html. middleeastuk.com. mideast-assistance.com. mideast-assistance.com/travel-insurance.html. mideasttravelnet.com. mideastweb.org/middle_east_center.htm. news.bbc.co.uk/2/high/middle_east. ossrea.net. palacetravel.com/travel_to_the_middle_east.html. palms-travel.com/travel/middle-east-travel/middle-east-travel.html. parksandtourism.net/middle-east-travel-books. q8hotels.com offers hotels, car rentals, and visa information for Arabia, including Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE, Dubai, Oman, and Qatar. royalasiaticsociety.org. shermanstravel.com. sidestep.com, air bookings. silkroute.com/silkroute/asia/rsrc/asia.html. southtravels.com. sunzite.nus.sg/asiasvc.html, Southeast Asia. time-blog.com/middle_east. tourista.com/n/destination/region/middle_east. travel.newyorktimes.com/travel/guide/middle-east/overview.html. travel.yahoo.com. travel2.newyorktimes.com/top/features/travel/destination/middle-east/guide.html. travel-agents.org/agents6.html. travelblog.org/middle-east. travel-journal.org. travel-journal.org/middle-east. travelerspoint.com/helpers.cfm?region=Middle East. travel-library.com/middle_east. travelnotes.org/Middle East. utexas.edu/mess.html. virtualtourist.com/travel/middle_east/travel guide-middle_east.html. weatherhub.com/global/middle_east.htm. wikitravel.org/n/middle_east. world66.com/asia/middle east. worldatlas.com/weebimage/countries/me.htm. Middle East business websites/Arab business websites. Iran-export.com. Arab.net, information on the countries of the Middle East. aiminfo.com. Arab.de/Arab/business_economy. muslimtrade.net. arabianexposition.com, Arabian Exposition, the Arab business directory online. english.aljazeera.net, news. gulfnews.com/business/market_watch-all-business.com/Middle East. subra.com, Subra Trading House online bookstore that sells books in Arabic. arab-business.net. indexuae.com. mideastlaw.com. 1stmediterranean.com, Mediterranean Business and Tourism Network. aiminfo.com, Middle East Country Guides. middleeastinformation.com. gulfyellowpages.info. ey.com/global/download.nsf/middle_east gulfyellowpages.info. middle-east-pages.com. albeispages.com. sinzal.com, business directory covering Middle East and Gulf regions. arabicnews.com. araboo.com. gulfnews.com. mbnd.co.za/oadlgis, law website. hf-fak.uib.no/sme/pow/zneldin.html. fas.org. arabg.com. danielpipes.org. metrade.net. arabnews.com. mideasti.org, Middle East Institute. aatworld.com, Arab Asian Trade World. aiminfo.com, Middle East Business and Financial News, Directory and Current Events. arabchamber.org, Arab American Chamber of Commerce. kuwait.net/OPCT, Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries. mbnd.co.za/cb14.htm, Arab Nations. opec.org, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. tradearabia.com. zawya.com, Middle East Business News. maybe.org, Middle East. American Arab Association. For Commerce. 230 East 44th Street. NYC 10017. Muslim money/Muslim business. Muslims believe it's wrong to make money with money, therefore they don't believe in charging interest on loans amongst each other. Financial affairs are guided by Sharia law based on principles laid down in the Quran. There's a book that advises Muslims on how to invest, muslim-investor.com/resources/books. islamic-entrepreneurship.blogspot.com. AAAN.org, Arab American Action Network. abdimulia.com. amanafunds.com, invests its growth and income funds according to Islamic principles. ArabAmericanBusiness.com, ArabAmericanCommunity.com, ArabAmericanGuide.com, Yellow Pages, ArabBar.org, Arab American Bar Association, ArabChamber.org, Arab American Chamber of Commerce, ArabFinancialForum.org, ArabMedia.com/directory.html, the Arab American Directory, place ads for your business. DinarStandard.com/about/feedback2.html, business publication resources, for businesses in the Muslim world. Inter-islam.org/lifestyle/moneyknow.htm, islamweb.net, MEMRITV.org Muslim News, MuslimAccess.com, your internet gateway to the Muslim community. MuslimAccess.com/Islamic_resources.html, MuslimAconnection.com/connecting/resources.shtml, MuslimBusinesses.co.uk, MuslimBusinessUSA.com, MuslimDirectory.co.uk, MuslimHands.org, Muslim-Investor.com, Muslim-Investor.com/resources, MuslimNetworking.org, Central Texas Muslim Networking Group, MuslimTrade.net, export/import business trade reference sources, MuslimWebPage.com, NAMA.com, National Arab American Medical Association, NAPIOnline.org, Network of Arab American Professionals, QFC.com.qa/Islamic_finance, Qatar Financial Center, Islamic financial opportunities in the Middle East. Soundvision.com/info/halal-healthy/7-tip-musebus.asp, 7 tips for Muslim businesses. Spencer-Majid.com/publisher.html, the State of Georgia Muslim Business and Resource Directory. Tihirizkia.com/category/financial-management. The Gibraltar-magazine.com/muslim-investment.html. Us4Arabs.com. Wiola.com, National Directory of Arab American Events.